Hi, I'm Plastician. I've been on Rinse for 6 to 7 years now, playing grime and dubstep. Started out on Friday nights, then moved to Saturday nights, or was it the other way around? No, I started out on Saturday nights, then moved to Fridays, and now on Monday nights, 11 till 1. I came to be on Rinse basically. I was working at a record distribution company, and I got chatting to Mark One, who was friends with Oris J at the time. And Oris was friends with G and all the guys that were running the station. G's asked Oris to come down and do a guest slot on Rinse, which he did with Mark One and Virus Syndicate. Where I was living in London, they came down one weekend and said, "Do you want to come guest on the show?" So I did that, and then the slot was offered to them on a weekly basis. It was 11 till 1 on a Saturday, and when they couldn't do it, I used to just cover it for them, and when I would cover it, I would actually host the show. And one day management were locked in, heard it and said that they thought it would be a good idea to do like at the time it was pretty much about 80% grime, 20% dubstep. And they didn't really have a show on the station at the time where that kind of music was being hosted. It was just mainly like crews on the station and that they were MCing over it. So they gave me my own slot on Saturdays 7 till 9, which I used to host on my own. And then if Oris and Virus were coming down, or just Virus, I would link up with them again later on in the evening and do the 11 till 1 slot with them. So yeah, that's how it came about really. I remember some of the old studios, like I think the first studio that I was broadcasting on was at the old Free Flats, and it was really grimy, and I remember I was in there on my own once doing the 11 till 1, and it was like proper grimy around there. My car used to get broken into every now and then a couple of times. And so you had to be well careful when you was there. And I remember once Blender used to be on after me. So he'd normally phone when he was on his way up to say, "Yeah, can you come get the door?" Because you couldn't really hear the door where the studio was. It was like proper boxed into this little room. It was so hot in there. There was like dirty asbestos dust everywhere, and that it was proper grimy. And I heard some banging once. I thought, "What's that noise?" It might be the next DJ. Maybe Blender's not on because he hadn't phoned me. And as I've got to the door to let him in, the door just got kicked through, and I thought, "Oh my god!" I've gone to like pick up this pole that was on the floor, but luckily it was Blender, and he said he couldn't get through to my phone. But yeah, for a minute there, I thought that it was all going to come on top, but luckily we was all right. I think it was 2006, the beginning of 2006. I was given a slot on the Radio 1 to do what was called the residency at the time. It was like every 6 weeks I would do a show. And then it moved on to every 4 weeks. It was supposed to be like a 6-month contract, but they asked that I left Rinse to do it because of obviously like if I got caught doing pirate radio, I'd have been given a ban to like broadcast on over airwaves. So I left Rinse, but after doing a few of the shows, I just kind of missed the whole like the whole format of doing a pirate show was so different. It was like more fun. I could just get in, do what I wanted, and I never really had to think about what I was going to play or what I was going to say on the radio. It was just like, here's a few events I need to plug, here's the phone line, and there's my bag of records, and I just get on with it. Whereas at BBC, it was kind of like there was like a format to the show, like actual segments of the show, which was quite nice. I kind of brought like bringing things like that into the show on Rinse as well. But when it's so like regimental, like there's like an actual time frame that I had to sit to, which meant I was thinking a lot when I was playing music about what was coming next, which kind of took away the fun aspect of it a little bit for me, like of the mixing. So that's probably the main difference between doing like a mainstream radio and pirate. I think the reason Rinse has stayed around so much longer than all the other pirates is just because like the calibre of the people who are doing music, on top of like the success that people who've come from the station to move on to mainstream success or mainstream radio shows, it just like for the management definitely it's like it's good for them to see people they've helped out come on, move on to do these big things, you know, like, and that must be a reason that they put so much hard work and like blood, sweat and tears into running the station, because they see that the results that they're getting, it's like, you know what I mean, like it's a real achievement. So I think the management is the main reason that it's been running as long as it has, and the determination to just keep pushing things forward, really. I quite like the fact that we do this show after Circle, because like them guys are like proper entertaining. Like always have quite a good laugh with them there in between doing the shows and stuff. And like started out kind of playing quite a lot of grime. When it was more instrumental grime, I was really into the instrumental side of it. Used to do a show after Target, so I met quite a lot of the Roll Deep boys through doing that. Yeah, now like kind of meeting the funky boys, and that like everyone's kind of on the same level, where people just want to do their music, and like everyone on the station can kind of relate to that, which is why it's cool, and that's probably why we'll get on as well as we do on the station. So it's cool to like work with people in different genres, because you get to hear new stuff as well. I wouldn't necessarily listen to a funky show, but when I'm in my car and I listen to Rinse, and if funky's on in the daytime, I can definitely relate to some of the music that I'm hearing, and it's good. Like the fact that it was kind of like one of the sort of major turning points for Rinse in its like lifespan was when it kind of established itself on the internet, because it meant that people all over the world were listening to your radio shows, which in turn meant they were going to listen to your tracks and listen to stuff that you were playing. So it really opened doors for the radio station and all the genres that it was involved in. So it's cool. Like, I mean, it's a global brand now, Rinse. You go play in like Australia, or you go and play in America, and you'll find like 99% of the flyers that your name's on, the first thing that says underneath it is Rinse FM, because to people who listen to underground music, Rinse FM is a really like strong brand. And obviously like London, like underground music culture has always had this kind of massive aura around it across the whole globe. Like people always look to London to see what's new, and Rinse is at the forefront of that. So the more people realise that Rinse is pushing what is always new, what's going on in the UK at the moment, then it's going to continually like snowball to be more and more important to people who are like listening to underground music all over the world. I'm Plastician. Happy 15th birthday to Rinse. Make sure you get down to Forward and Rinse at Matter, 31st of July. Tickets are available online on the website. Just Google it, you'll find it.